All right, everybody, welcome to today, January 10th, our live Q&A webinar. My name is Andrew Newman. We have Glenn Buchanan here on the line with us today, and we're going to be spending about 45 minutes here with everybody, answering any questions that you might have about ClickFunnels. And while you get your questions queued up and Glenn gets those quantified for us to be able to go in and address, we'll go over a couple of housekeeping tips for everybody here, a couple of ground rules for the webinar and things of that nature. So just to kind of give you a little bit of a heads up, if you are having trouble specifically with something in your ClickFunnels account, that might be something that we have to direct you to our support team. We do have support agents standing by live to be able to assist you. So if that's something that you have questions about, feel free to ask us, and we'll answer to the best of our ability here on the webinar. But if we do have anything that we cannot solve, we'll direct you in the right place. The next thing is questions about marketing or questions about strategy with reference to your funnel or getting traffic to your funnel is also something that we're not able to address here on the Q&A webinar. Anything other than that would be fair game. So anything you have related to how something works in ClickFunnels, a specific product in ClickFunnels, features and benefits of Backpack, Actionetics, or something of that nature, we'd be happy to go through those with you. So hopefully that helps, and we'll go forward from there. So Glenn, do we have any questions coming in as of yet?
As of yet, we have one question. We have one from Ben. He was curious if there is an ETA on resolving a possible duplicate issue with Shipstation orders.
As far as anything that would be reported to the dev team, we don't have ETAs specifically on those issues. I'm not sure where that would be in with reference to being corrected. However, if you do open up your ticket that you submitted, if you did submit one, the agents there would be able to give you a little bit more detail than obviously we would be able to here, because obviously ETAs are not something that we can just kind of share with you and be accurate, just due to the nature of things of that nature. So, Glenn, did you have anything you wanted to share with reference to ETAs or bug fixes or anything like that?
In reference to that, if it was pushed to the development side with our Q&A, you will be notified once that issue itself has been resolved with GitHub. So your individual ticket that you submitted will have a response generated once that has been resolved as well. Ben has a follow-up question. Is it the best practice to type the same group name on all products in the funnel to group them in orders for Shipstation?
As far as that goes, that's going to be a personal preference. So if you are selling different products in your groups, then of course you want to group them the same. If you want them to be separated in that, then of course separating them out would be up to you. So as far as best practices go in sending data orders over to Shipstation, that would be something that I would reach out to Shipstation and see how they receive that information the best and get some advice there, as well as our Facebook group, and see if anybody there has any advice that they've had as far as Shipstation goes with relative products. Glenn, did you have anything you wanted to share about batching products to Shipstation?
That's exactly what I would suggest as well. First and foremost, reaching out to Shipstation and seeing what they suggest is the best practice of importing orders into their system. So I'm checking to see if we have any further questions from Zoom Q&A, and Facebook presently. I do not see any coming through. So if you do have questions for us today, please feel free to let us know. We have about 40 minutes left in our webinar with you all today.
Keep in mind, everybody, too, that we want to, out of respect for everybody's time, if we don't have any questions come in, we will end the webinar a little bit shorter than the 45-minute mark. But that is just under the condition that we don't have questions. There is a small delay in the times that the questions do come through, especially if you're viewing over on Facebook and in the comments section there. So hopefully that gives everybody enough time. I think we see another question coming in.
I do not see anything else presently in the Facebook group, Q&A, or Zoom chats.
Very nice. Okay. Couple of things to give everybody updates on. We did integrate Shopify. So the Shopify integration is up and running and ready to go for those of you who are curious about that. We do have an article inside of docs.clickfunnels.com that will help you with that. And it is for order fulfillment. So anything that you have created through your funnel here in ClickFunnels, we'll be able to communicate with your Shopify store. And if you have any order fulfillment over there, you can have that processed out based off the settings that you have in your Shopify account with sales done through Clickfunnels. So that's pretty cool. If anybody had any questions about that, you're more than welcome to ask, and we'll be able to show you some of that stuff, as well as some other features that are going to be rolling out here soon as we get not guarantee, but confirmation on. We'll share that with you on these webinars as well.
Awesome. Albert actually is asking if we could show a little bit about the Shopify integration and functionality.
Oh, absolutely. Just to kind of give you a little bit about what it does here on the ClickFunnels side. Obviously, the very first thing that you would do here underneath your integrations menu is integrate Shopify. You do that simply by adding a new integration and then selecting Shopify from the list here. And it's going to ask for a Shopify store URL. In this case, I have a demo store with Shopify. Connecting that. I've already connected that to this particular account. And then what you would do, going through a funnel specifically, is you'd set up a funnel as normal. Your payment processor, if you're using Stripe or whatever payment processor it is that you're using. And then just to give you, let's see if I have it here somewhere. Maybe not. So we'll just go here to this blank one from yesterday. So here on our order page, if we set up a product, and in this case, it's going to be this test for Apple Pay, which is one that's going to be rolling out in the foreseeable future here. So give this a moment to open up, and then we'll go down to the bottom. Once we've set up our product, this of course would be a $100 product inside our funnel. And then here under shipping, if we expand this out, you'll see that we do have the Shopify option right here, just like we have Kunaki, Distlifford, and Shipstation. So we go ahead and open that up. We can choose the integration that we have, as well as our product SKU that we created inside of Shopify, which I do believe in my demo store I actually deleted that. So it's not going to pull that specific product. Let me see. We'll go in here and integrate this really quick. So you can see how that pulls in. I'll have to go into my Shopify demo store and kind of tinker with that a little bit. But we do have an article that walks you through this entire process here inside our knowledge base right here. And you can see the procedure that it takes, see how it goes all the way down through creating the product, as well as it successfully posting to your Shopify account there, and then being able to fulfill the order from the Shopify side. So hopefully that helps give you a little bit more detail, as well as some inspiration for some new questions possibly.
Awesome. We have several questions flooding in. The first one is from Thomas, and he's asking if ClickFunnels can be integrated into HubSpot.
I have reason to believe it can, if I'm not mistaken. So just to be sure, let's go take a look under Add Integrations here. And then
we do have a direct integration as well as Zapier.
There we go. So we do have a direct integration with HubSpot. And then like Glenn was saying, Zapier will also give you some options as well. Now, I'm personally not familiar with this integration as of yet. Glenn, did you have anything that you'd share about HubSpot?
I haven't personally used it as a autoresponder for automations. No, I have not.
Okay, so as far as any other information about HubSpot, I'm at a loss for words currently. We do have, obviously, we have some documents in the help section that do go over that, but we do have that direct integration as well as the optional Zoom connection.
And Thomas, I see your follow-up question as for previous webinars. So I went ahead and am sending you the link to the HubSpot document, as well as the link to our ClickFunnels YouTube channel, where you can see all of the Q&A replays as well. So we have a question coming in from Robert today. He's asking about setting up multiple prices and price points on an order form page. And he wants to know how to use a redirect override to connect one of the order forms to a single confirmation page. He doesn't want 3 different confirmation pages. He just wants each of the 3 order forms to go to one confirmation page.
Okay, simple enough. The first thing that you would do is inside your product settings. So we'll just go ahead and open up a random funnel here. Now, if I understand correctly, you have 3 products on this order page, or you have one product here and then 2 more products in the funnel. Either way,
separate order form pages.
3 separate order form pages in the same funnel?
Correct.
Okay, so having 3 separate order form pages in the same funnel can lead to some other issues. However, to be able to resolve your solution here, the first thing that you want to do is go into your product settings and then eliminate the thank you page. Okay, because the thank you page is what will show as dynamically updated on the order form page. All that stuff here, that's done underneath fulfillment email. Again, if you have a different view than this, it's still the same label. It's just a tab at the top of the pop-up box there. And then your thank you page that you would select here, this is actually going to be like a membership area or one primary thank you page that you have for your funnel that all of your products will go to. And then what you'll do inside your funnel is set up a order confirmation page. And the order confirmation page will serve as a single point where a person inside your funnel will be able to see all the products that they've ordered. It will be dynamically updated with the link to the thank you page that you would set in the product settings that we just went over. Now, again, one of those things that you're going to run into if you have 3 individual order pages in your funnel is some other issues coming up where you'll see when you get through that particular process. However, a better way to do that would be to have an order page as well as some OTO pages, unless you have a specific reason you're doing that, by which all means continue to do so. But here then underneath the page editor, you'll see here where it says the dynamic purchase or access your purchase under the dynamically updated link. If you click that, that will take that person either to the membership area or the thank you page that you have set. So hopefully that helps. Glenn, did you have anything you wanted to share with reference?
Awesome. No, that's exactly what I would suggest. Just utilizing the one confirmation page, utilizing the URL redirect as well. We have a question from Cynthia today from Zoom. I'm using Vimeo with the membership funnel to house the lesson video. I have loaded the address in the membership area. However, I can't tell that the video is working properly. Can you show me how to load a Vimeo video in a membership funnel membership area?
Absolutely. So there's a couple of different ways that you can load Vimeo videos into any page. Okay, so we'll go into a membership area. And basically what we would do is just add a video element and then using the URL for that specific element. So give me a moment while we add membership area. Now, I don't personally have a Vimeo account anymore, but essentially the process is still going to be the same. So in the lesson section here, I'm going to just go ahead and add a video element, which is right there. And then here inside, you can select the Vimeo type and then the Vimeo URL. So you just put the URL to your video here. If you want it to autoplay, you can select that there, and then you can change the size of that specific video. This obviously is just in that space, so it could be bigger if we put it up here, right? So see, it's a little bit bigger there. And then save that, and then your video should play fine. If you are doing this, you have your URL here and it's still not working, what you're gonna need to do is open up a support ticket, and one of our support agents will be standing by to be able to go in there and take a look and see if there's anything that is ARI in your funnel there that can cause it to do that, and then we can get that video playing or underway. Also, alternatively, what you can do is you can actually use the HTML embed for the video itself, and just go ahead and add in an HTML element here into your members area, and then put the script for that video that Vimeo provides you right here. So those are 2 options that you have. When you do the script, one thing to keep in mind is that the source for the video has to be secure or it won't show up. So hopefully that helps. Glenn, did you have anything you wanted to share?
No, sir. That was very thorough. Thank you very much. We have a question from Alex from our Facebook group. Currently, I'm having to use custom code on funnels so that users are able to add multiple quantities of products. Do we have an ETA on when you're going to add that new feature to order forms?
I do not have an ETA on that. We do have, obviously, the script from Funnel University. It might be the script that you're using as your custom code. That is currently what everybody is using, as well as what we recommend that you use for adding those multiple products to the order form. As far as the roadmap goes for order forms, I don't have any ETAs on when specific features will be launched. However, when they are, you will be notified. Obviously, we'll talk about them here on the webinars, as well as you get a notification inside of Intercom in your messages there about new things. So pay close attention to those, and hopefully it'll be soon.
Awesome. And he's probably using the CF card mode from FunnelU. If you have any issues with that, you can also open up a ticket with support, and they can assist you with that as well. So Albert would like to know, is there any plans to integrate Clickfunnels with Klaviyo? So we actually have the ability to integrate via Zapier as well. It's currently only in beta with them, however. We have a question from Razwan. I just joined the feed. Can we connect Clickfunnels to Amazon FBA? If so, where can I find the tutorial?
That is a really good question. And I believe the $1 million question. Now, there's a lot of our users who would be very happy to be able to do that. Personally, I do not know how. If there is a way, there is not a way built into the system. It's going to require some custom webhook or something of that nature to be able to do. However, I don't know how. Glenn, do you have any idea how you could link those together?
I don't presently know, but that's something I'd be happy to research in the future and try to figure out means for. I don't presently see anything that we could utilize third-party wise from Zapier. No, off the top of my head, I don't have a good answer for that. Matt would like to know, can I have more than one Stripe account tied to my Clickfunnels account?
It depends on the account level. So if you are a $97 Clickfunnels plan holder, you can have one. If you are the Edison Suite, you can have up to 3, as well as the Enterprise plan, which I believe the Enterprise plan allows 10. So,
awesome. CN would like to know, is there a list of steps that you recommend to set up the funnels, as well as any integrations to make sure everything is set up correctly?
The first thing, obviously, is to map out your funnel and get the basic understanding of it. So for an example, if we're going to go here to this blank 2-step funnel that we have here, as you can see, we have 4 steps in this funnel. Let's say this is what we decided we want our funnel to be. Now, a step to make sure that this funnel is ready for launch is the launch checklist. So if we go ahead and click on that, it's going to open up here. You can see step 1, and it's got, you can customize your template, whatever. If you haven't picked one, it's going to ask you to pick one. And then you can go down right here, add your custom domain to the funnel. Is your domain secured? In this case, yes, it is. Where did you decide to store your leads? You're going to add your email integration, Actionetics, Aweber, whatever it is that you're going to be using to send out your emails. Here you can set up your payment processor, Stripe, PayPal, whatever that might be. It's going to tell you whether or not the step is connected. And then you can add products, you can add more products, and then launch the funnel. So this is actually the best source for a step-by-step checklist on each individual funnel that you have. Now, if you are looking for like a concept on a funnel, a template or something of that nature, then inside, if you just go into building a funnel, you'll see here that the funnel cookbook actually offers you a really good starting point. So if we go for, say, for example, we're going to do a retail funnel and we'll use this bridge funnel, you'll see here that you have a video from Russell. He's got his awesome Legos in the background there, and he's building out how your funnel would be structured hypothetically with this type of funnel. And the same thing with each individual funnel that is templated there. And then you have some options down here in the marketplace that others have submitted for your viewing pleasure, as well as some free choices of some already built out templates if you wanted to go with that. So those are the 2 different places that I would go for that information.
Awesome, Drew. Appreciate that. We have a few more questions coming in the Q&A. Ben would like to know, are there any safeguards in place to ensure people that are on multiple lists don't get 2 emails in one day? For example, if people sign up for multiple lists that each have their own sequence steps.
Okay, so if a person is on more than one list, they will receive more than 1 email in a day if emails are scheduled to go out from those specific lists. As far as safeguards that are in place, that's something that you could personally work into your funnels by just simply having a list in place where you have a master list and you pull people from that. And then you can send an email to a person who purchased a specific product, for example, versus who's on a specific list. that type of stuff. But there isn't anything in place that would prevent them from getting multiple emails in a day if they are on multiple lists. Personally, I would want them to receive the emails from whatever list they're on based off of their interest, because obviously they got there from their own, their own opt-in or whatever it might be. So that's just a personal preference. But I'm not aware of any way to stop them from getting multiple emails other than having them on a master list, and then just sending out the one email every day to certain criteria. So hopefully that helps. Glenn, did you have anything you wanted to share about that?
That's exactly what I was thinking as well. I don't know of a personal way to prevent them from getting multiple emails in one day. Possibly if it's different funnels or products that people are purchasing, you could be utilizing multiple SMTPs so that could, under the Edison Suite plan, so that could have a different from address. But it really comes down to your individual strategy. So Chad would like to know, could you explain hosting traditionally versus how your domain can be hosted with Clickfunnels?
Okay. There really isn't much of a difference. The hosting is just simply where your content is being stored. So if you have a custom domain and you have it pointed here to ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels would be the host for the content on that domain. If you have that domain pointed over to HostGator, then HostGator would be the host for the content on that domain. Should you decide you wanted to use ClickFunnels with your HostGator host, for example, you could actually download the HTML file for a funnel. I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. Here on this particular funnel, we can go to the publishing tab and we can download the HTML file for this specific page. And then we can upload that to our traditional host with HostGator, GoDaddy, or whatever that might be. So there's nothing different. The only difference is when you are hosting here with ClickFunnels versus, say, for example, HostGator, GoDaddy, or something of that nature, is ClickFunnels doesn't offer you email service. You can't put a blog on it or anything like that. So in the event that you were looking for that, pointing your root domain over to a traditional host and then a subdomain over to your funnel for ClickFunnels would be, in my opinion, the best option for you to follow. Hopefully that helps answer that question. Glenn, did you have any feedback you wanted to share about that?
Awesome. I think that's great. Chad does have a follow-up question asking, do we know when a pay with Amazon button might be available?
A fantastic question. I believe that you can put pay with Amazon buttons on your funnels. They just will not function with the membership access or any of the built-in internal features that ClickFunnels offers. You should still be able to, however, similar to the way PayPal works, be able to put the button on your page and have a person go through their Amazon checkout to be able to put money from their account into your account for whatever purpose that might be. Obviously, there would be a little bit more legwork on the back end, maybe some Zapier work that can be done to quantify whatever sales are being made with that. But you could theoretically do it. Now, as far as a ETA as to when it's going to be added as an integration for you to be able to, provide membership access or something of that nature, I don't have a roadmap on that. A feature request is a good place to start. So, Glenn, did you have anything that you wanted to share about that?
I'll go ahead and make sure I get a feature request link over to you, Chad, as well. Some options for purchasing outside of ClickFunnels, like PayPal and Shopify and things like that, is utilizing the HTML custom embed code that Drew was just mentioning. So that's something you can look into, processing payments through Amazon by utilizing that code. We have a few questions coming in from our Facebook group. Brooks would like to know, can you use Amazon S3 for a video player?
You can. You just simply need to store your videos there. And then once you've done that, obviously you will need to make them public. And then you can go in and you can actually have them play inside your funnels. Now, I don't have any videos here in this particular account that are Amazon S3, but I do have some in other accounts that are doing it. And the only thing that you have to do is just simply add in your video player. It's the HTML5 video player. So go here to the offer wall. We'll just add it on this page for demonstration purposes. And then you place your link inside of the editor there. So just go video. So it did not add. It did not add, of course. I'll get video. Boom, there we go. And then put that right there on the page. And then here we can go into HTML5. And then you just put your MP4 URL right there. You don't need the WebM URL. You can add it if you'd like. But the MP4 URL will go right there. And then whatever image that you have for starting that can go right here. So your image that you'd have displaying there, if you don't have one, you can actually create one in the image editor inside of Funnel University if you have access to that. And then your video should play just fine.
Perfect. We have a question from Razvan from our Facebook community group. Do you have a native integration with PayPal or Jvzoo?
Okay, so both, yes. Jvzoo actually uses PayPal. So what you would do with Jvzoo is you'd create your funnel inside of Clickfunnels, and then you would basically set that up inside of Jvzoo. We have an article that outlines that process. PayPal is the same way. Now, PayPal does not function inside your funnel. It's more of an external processor. So for example, if we were using this order page, this particular order page has a regular credit card entry field. If we wanted a person to have the option of PayPal, we could put a button on here that says checkout with PayPal. They click on that. And then just like any other site that uses PayPal as a payment processor, you're taken off-site to PayPal's ordering screen where you enter your PayPal payment details or a credit card. And then you are redirected back to the funnel. Now, once you have set up whatever product it is that you are using for PayPal, you would then come in here to your settings, the settings tab right here in the funnel that you wanted to use PayPal for. And then you'd add that product here underneath your third-party membership access. Simply adding the product here will allow PayPal, in this case, and ClickFunnels to communicate with each other and unlock any membership access or membership portal, deliver any particular emails for those sales and whatnot to that specific product. So, and then you can select your billing integration here. And then this right here is your webhook URL. This is the URL that is the IPN URL that lets PayPal know that you got a payment from your ClickFunnels funnel and to take action from there. So obviously, if you have any questions about this, we do have an article that covers both Jvzoo and PayPal. And as well as if you get stuck, just please ask. We have a support team that will be able to walk you through most of it. Obviously, anything to do with logging into your payment gateways, we're not able to do that, but we can give you the right direction, make sure everything's working on the ClickFunnels side. But it is pretty straightforward. The trickiest part about it is actually setting your product up in PayPal. So hopefully that helps.
Awesome. Thank you, Drew. We have a few more questions coming in the Facebook group. One is from Sydney. It looks like a little bit of a strategy question. She's asking, what is the best funnel to use to sell a $20 product? And what story should I be trying to utilize? I have funnel scripts and I'm having a hard time matching what copy to use. I have a video of the product in use.
Okay, so it sounds like you might need to do some funnel hacking. The best funnel to sell a $20 product is going to be dependent on the product and the audience that funnel is being sent to. So what you can do is go to Google, find another product that is similar to yours, and hack the funnel that they're using. You'll be able to get good ideas for copy. Now, obviously, we don't want to copy and paste it, but you'll get really good ideas for the type of copy, the way the pages are laid out, and things of that nature. ClickBank, Jvzoo are really good places to search first because obviously we know that those are sales funnels that a person goes through when they start that process. The rest is something that I would direct question to our Facebook community, see if anybody there has any information or ideas that are specific to the same niche that you're going after as well. But other than that, we're very limited on what we can share with you with reference to advice on what to build, how to build it, where to advertise it, things like that.
Appreciate that, Drew. We have a question from an anonymous guest asking, where can I find a ClickFunnels training and where can I access it?
Okay, that would depend on which training you're referencing, but just to kind of to get the ball rolling, to crack the nut, if you will. If you go here to your Facebook ClickFunnels dashboard, if you just click on the ClickFunnels logo up here in the top left of your account, you'll see that we have the funnel game. This is the best place to start. Now, if you go in here, you'll see that I've actually already completed the game, but you'll have steps that you just simply click on to complete. And for example, the very first one here, it opens up, watch the welcome video. get your t-shirt, and then share the video with others. Click the button down here to claim your prize. And then you can go into the next video here, which in this case is about the hero funnel. It'll walk you through step by step right here on the right-hand side of everything that you would need to do to make that work, as well as videos showing you how the process actually functions. So that's that, the cookbook. That's the first place that I would go. The second place that I would go is to our help section. So into our docs right up here underneath help. And then as you can see here, right on the very first page, you got getting started with ClickFunnels, your account settings, pretty much everything to do with getting your account set up is right here on the front page. And then again, any other questions that you have, obviously can be directed to either our support team or to our Facebook community in the event that those questions are related to more of a strategy or idea type question. So.
And for no other reason, I suggest completing the ClickFunnels game for the knowledge that it gives, but the shirt is super soft.
Actually wearing one right now. They are really nice shirts.
We have a question from Leo from the Facebook community group. He's asking, does Stripe take all payments you can do without PayPal, it looks like?
For the most part. Now, Stripe, I like Stripe. Stripe is actually my preferred payment processor for a number of reasons. However, it depends on what niche you are focusing on. So for example, Stripe is not very friendly to supplements. I don't think PayPal is either, but again, you want to read the terms of service and make sure that whatever you're selling does not violate their terms of service. But Stripe is a really good alternative to those who are not interested in using PayPal.
There's a lot of things you cannot do with PayPal that you can do with Stripe as well, like set up multiple products like upsells and downsales. You can't actually do one-click upsells or downsales within a funnel with just utilizing PayPal. With Stripe, you can, however. So Alex would like to know, after the digital table rush is out of beta, are you planning to display more than just the last recent customer on the page, similar to what the company does with Proof? By the way, I highly recommend everyone upgrades to ClickFunnels so they have access to this feature. It's increased my conversions on all of my landing pages. Appreciate that, Alex.
No, right. Not exactly sure that it only does show the last one. I do believe it does show random sales that were created on that page, not necessarily just the last one. Glenn, correct me if I'm wrong on that.
It should cycle.
Go ahead.
It should cycle between sales, and then it depends on if you were in test mode and whatnot when you were doing that. So it should cycle through all recent live sales. It shouldn't just be one reoccurring.
If it is, it's something that we might have to take a look at. And yes, Digital Table Rush is actually really cool.
Looks like we have a question from Bruce. He's asking that when he puts a time delay on his sales page, the video's for 1 hour, and he wants his button to show up at the 35-minute mark. Does he have to start from the beginning of the video and wait 35 minutes to see if it's working, or is there a faster way to check?
You can set the button up to show after 35 seconds. If it works after 35 seconds, then logic will dictate that it'll work after 35 minutes or 45 minutes, and then just set that. Otherwise, I live my life by a motto, in God we trust, all others we check. I personally wait the 35 minutes. Obviously, I don't have to stare at the screen for the entire time unless I wanted to hear my own voice or see my good-looking self on a computer screen. But other than that, test it just to be sure. That is the best advice that I could personally give you. But if you wanted a quicker route, just reduce the timer down to a shorter time span, and then put it back if it's functioning the way that you like.
Bruce, that's something I've actually done in the past as well. Like Drew said, set it to 30, 45 seconds, see if it initially populates. Then I'll set it to the duration that I desire for my finalized product. I'll set like an egg timer or just a phone timer and come back to it a few minutes prior to make sure that I can see it populate on the screen. That way you don't have to sit there and stare at it for 35, 40 minutes. Danita would like to know, with autoresponders, do we have a most preferred to use with ClickFunnels? We
do. Glenn, would you like to break the news?
The preferred autoresponder for ClickFunnels is actually Actionetics.
That is correct. Actionetics, of course, we're biased. But Actionetics is actually a really solid system to be able to use it. It's obviously integrated here with ClickFunnels. You will need a third-party SMTP server, but this is not necessarily a negative thing. This gives you a more power because, to give you an example, when I first started my career in internet marketing, I had a third-party autoresponder by which I will not name. I had a very, very sizable list, and it was an incredibly profitable list. Of course, I was ignorant at the time, and I did not know a lot of things. So I ended up losing my list because I had spam complaints and the autoresponder shut me down. With Actionetics, you're not going to have that problem because ClickFunnels is not going to shut you down for any spam complaints you're receiving. It will be your SMTP server that does. Now, that sounds scary, but all you need to do is plug in another SMTP server and your emails are back up and running. Your list is still getting the emails. You didn't miss a beat. The only thing that you did was change what your emails are sending. So for example, if UPS does not want to deliver your package, FedEx will. That's the same type of analogy that we could use there. Using third-party autoresponders such as Aweber, ActiveCampaign, things like that, you're welcome to do so as well. And obviously they're pretty solid autoresponders as well. Otherwise they wouldn't have the market penetration that they do. But when it comes down to recommendations and what we would stand behind and suggest for everybody, Actionetics is that autoresponder. So hopefully that helps.
And if you're on the fence about trying it out, feel free to try out one of our 14-day free trials. We have a question from Fernando. Is the Shopify integration ready?
It is. We have tested it. It is operational as of right now. We do have a document here under the help section, docs.clickfunnels.com. Type in Shopify. You'll see how to integrate that, and you can see how you can use it.
Perfect. Hey, Brian, I see you have a question about the game not working properly and a question for billing. I would highly suggest opening up 2 separate tickets, one for the game itself, so the technical support team can go through that ticket and see what's going on within your account. And then secondly, opening one for billing, so that can be transferred to billing for the most concise and time relative answer for you. Checking through to see if we have any further questions coming in. So far, I see nothing in Zoom, either the chat or Q&A, and it looks like we are up to date on Facebook as well.
Outstanding. We do have roughly 6 minutes left in the webinar. So if anybody does have any questions that they wanted to toss in the last minute, now is the time to do so. Glenn, did you have anything you wanted to share with anybody? Any final thoughts? Any words of wisdom? Best wishes? Anything?
One of the most untapped resources that you have as a funneler or funnel hacker is utilizing the Facebook community group. There's so much free knowledge that you can gain from there just by reading through and looking at what other people are doing. Learn from other people's mistakes, learn from the money that they spend inappropriately, and don't do it yourself. So that's the best advice that I can give for a funnel hacker.
Also
Emmanuel would like to
find out what they're spending appropriately and do that.
Perfect. Yes. Emmanuel would like to know, how do I add multiple quantities to a product?
Okay, so there are a couple of ways that you can do this. Way number one, probably not the most ideal way to do so, is to add multiple products to the page. To give you an example, here on the page, if we go to the products, and we have, as you can see, we have that test product. Let's say we're going to do another one where we're going to have 2 of that. We'll just go ahead and add a product. And in this case, we'll call it 2, and we'll put the price for our 2 of what we want it to be. Select our payment gateway, of course, one-time payment. And in this case, since our first product was 100, they want 2, we're going to charge them $200. This is probably going to error on me again. Sure does. All right, I can fix that. So we go 100. This is going to be $200 on that particular product, and then that should populate in there. Now, we could repeat this process for 3 products, 5 products, and then, for example, if they wanted to order more than what was on our list here, we could have them call us or whatever, or send an email to us, and we can give them a custom invoice on that. The next step, or the next way, which would be probably the best, most ideal way, is to have Funnel University. And Funnel University will allow you to have CF Cart Mode. And CF Cart Mode is a script that you place on your order page inside of the JavaScript settings. I believe it's actually in this particular setting here, or not this one, but in the settings for the page itself. and it will allow you to have a toggle where a person can put 10, 12 items, whatever it might be, for those specific products on the page. That requires you to have access to Funnel University. And the good news about that is there is a 14-day free trial if you are not already a member, as well as a plethora of additional benefits that go along with that. The 3 secret funnels, all those kinds of things like that. So hopefully that helps answer your question. Glenn, did you have anything you wanted to toss in there on that?
Awesome. And for no other reason except for just the quantity, multiple quantity possibility, open up a FunnelU account, see what it's like. It's 14-day free trial. There's over 30 funnel scripts that can assist you with diversifying the functionality of your funnel as well. Hey, Derek, I'm going to go ahead and send you the Facebook group address as well, so you can access that. Now, Razvan would like to know, do we have a live map where we can see present and future updates?
Not that I am aware of. Glenn, is there?
We don't, but we are working on trying to get articles out or an announcement out for new and exciting features coming up. So hopefully we'll be able to do that more in the future. But we do not have a live roadmap where you could see, for example, a new cart integration would be coming out X time. Unfortunately, we don't have that presently. Emmanuel, your question about inventory, we will be rolling out a functionality to be able to limit inventory with our new cart editor. However, we do not have a date of which that's going to be launched. And Drew will be showing you that right now on the product editor screen.
One thing to keep in mind when you're looking at the screen that we're sharing with you here is this advanced billing option is a beta. And this is where I'm assuming, Glenn, this is what the question was. So if we wanted to limit our quantity of this particular product to 10, then we would go ahead and do that there like so. So that's the feature there that you were asking about.
Unfortunately, we just don't have a concrete date to be able to provide you with yet. Checking to see if we have any last minute questions. We have 2 minutes left to go with today's Q&A for Wednesday, January the 10th. If you have any last minute questions, concerns, or just curiosities, please feel free to let us know. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, ready to take the onslaught of new questions. And it looks like we are entirely up to date.
Outstanding. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, it is a pleasure coming out and serving you on these webinars. We do appreciate your time. And with that, we've got about 40 seconds left in the webinar. Glenn, you wanted to have any final thoughts? We'll let everybody carry on.
No, I appreciate your time as always, ladies and gentlemen. Keep bringing out awesome questions. It helps not only you, but us further develop ClickFunnels into an amazing platform, or more amazing platform rather. Appreciate your time. See you tomorrow.